Welcome to the Frugal Gardener's Garden. This is going to be a really strange departure from what you normally see on my channel. What you're looking at is an almost empty pot container. I've decided to enter this year's tomato growing contest. I have pretty much over the years kind of overlooked tomatoes until recently, because I just thought they were kind of boring, but that doesn't seem to be the case. A lot of people are really into it now. My good friend and neighbor Betty, she grows several different types of tomatoes, but it was when I went to Callie Kim's YouTube channel that I really got interested in this. And I think the thing that really got my attention was when she threw the fish in the hole with added her tomato plant. So I thought that was interesting. And anyway, I'm basically going to walk you through what I'm going to add to my pot. This is my pitiful looking starter. It's a beefsteak. It's not really ready. I would like another 2 or 3 weeks, but time's running short, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. So this is a fun challenge, and I'm approaching it in that manner, but since I'm not used to growing tomatoes, I decided I need a little bit of help. Well, actually a lot of help. I'm going to use the kitchen sink approach. I'm going to use a little bit of all this, and I'm even going to throw in some coffee grounds. This is not full, it's mostly dirt. The coffee grounds are just on the top. I'm going to mix those in, and I even got a couple of corn cobs. I mean, why not? You know, I forget the name of the other lady that's in the competition, but she puts a raw egg in her pots, so she can use a raw egg, and I feel like I can use a little help myself. So the corn cobs, they aren't going to break down in 100 days completely, but I'll probably get a little bit of nutrient out of it. I'm used to growing things like graffiti eggplant, candy beets, ghost peppers, like rainbow carrots, sweet potatoes, yellow watermelon, that kind of stuff. So I do have some experience, but in the last 30 years, or actually more than 30 years, I haven't really, as I said, done too much with the tomatoes. So hopefully this will put me in a position where I can at least keep up with the professionals. So I've decided to build this pot in stages. As you can see, I've added the corn cobs and the first layer, which is obviously the bottom layer. And in that soil, this is leftover soil from last year, by the way, I've added some vegetable and tomato plant food, about a cup, and I've added some kelp, which basically I don't really have to have, but I decided to put that in there. And I'm going on to the next stage, which is going to be the coffee grounds from off of the top of this pot. And I'm also going to add my own homemade compost to the pot, and that will pretty much be stage 2. So I'm going to go ahead and take care of that now. So now here's where it gets interesting. I saved this bottle specifically for this purpose. I am going to place this right here because I don't want to fill this center, at least just not yet. I'm going to keep you guys in suspense for a minute and tell you later on what I'm going to do with that. So the third layer is going to be pretty much a little bit of everything I have left. I'm going to throw in some Epsom salt. I'm going to put in some blood meal, and I'm going to throw in some more vegetable and tomato nutrients, and basically take that up to almost to the top, and then I'll show you what the purpose of the jar is for. Okay, let me add this in. Well, let's see what happens. As I said in the opening, the beginning, this is a fun challenge. It's basically for bragging rights. It's not about money. But I will say this. If I come out anywhere near the top of what these other guys are producing, I will be the most surprised man on the planet. I love gardening. I've been gardening for over 30 years. And it's what I enjoy doing. It relaxes me. It makes me feel good. And I think more people should get involved. I do watch Callie Kim's channel on a regular basis. You should check her out. She makes it easy to understand. She gives you everything in simple terms. You don't have to keep running the video back to figure out what she's saying or what she's doing. So I would try. We'll give her a try. Alright. This is wet for some reason. I'm going to add a little bit more soil. We're almost done. And then we get to the really interesting part. So I've added a mixture to this bucket, and it's 50% of the soil that I've been using. As I said, this is from last year, but I've added probably a handful of vermiculite, a handful of peat moss, a handful of this garden core, which is basically from coconuts, and this soil enricher. It's organic. I try to keep it natural, and the purpose is because I am concerned about the state of this plant that I'm about to add to this pot. It's not in the best condition. I don't know if it's even going to make it. I wish it was a bit stronger, but I don't want this soil to get packed down around it. I don't want to have to wait for a very long time before it starts to do its thing. The rules of the contest say you have 100 days. So 100 days from today, either I'm going to have tomatoes or I'm not. So basically, what I'm going to do is take this out. I'm going to add that mixture before adding this. So obviously the purpose was to keep this space open, because my goal is to keep this area from becoming too packed with soil. I want this area open so these roots can breathe and take hold quicker. This hopefully will do the trick. We will see. All right. pretty much all that's to it. You don't want to pack the soil down too much. You want the roots to spread as quickly as possible. You want the nutrients to get in there as quickly as possible. And hopefully in a couple of days we'll see some results. So that's it. We are in. I will submit this, and we're going to see what happens over the next 3 months. Like I said, it should be fun. So this is the Frugal Gardener. Thanks for joining. If you want to keep track of the progress of this little tomato plant during this competition, just subscribe and you'll get notifications whenever I post an update. But that's it for now, gang. Just enjoy the rest of your day. This is the Frugal Gardener. Catch you next time.